Have you ever seen such an amazing sight that it takes your breath away? Well, that is exactly the kind of sight that the seven wonders of the world are. They include the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the statue of Zeus, the Temple of Artemis, and the Mausoleum of Mausolus, the Colossus of Rhodes, and the Lighthouse of Alexandria. I'm going to tell you about 5 of these magnificent sights during this speech, and I am sure that some of it will surprise you. I found them very interesting, and I'm sure you will as well. I researched the 7 wonders of the world online and got my information from the Wonder Club, Cleveys.com, and from Wikipedia. To begin with, 2 of the 7 wonders of the ancient world are located in Egypt. The Great Pyramid of Giza lies in Greater Cairo, Egypt. And this is what it looks like. It is the oldest and largest of the 3 pyramids in the Giza necropolis, and for more than 3,800 years it was the tallest man-made structure on the face of the earth. It is also the last remaining of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Over the course of its construction, over 2.3 million limestone blocks were used to build the pyramid, which weighs approximately 5.9 million tons. The pyramid was built to be a tomb for Pharaoh Khufu. Granite stones were used in his chamber, and some of the larger ones weighed 25 to 80 tons and were transported from more than 500 miles away at Aswan. The Lighthouse of Alexandria is next, and it lies on the ancient island of Pharos, which is now promontory within Alexandria, Egypt. It was built between 280 and 247 BC, and its purpose was to assist sailors in finding their way into the harbor entrance at nighttime. Its height was estimated to be between 393 and 450 feet, and it was one of the tallest man-made structures on Earth for many centuries. The article Lighthouse of Alexandria by the Wonder Club says, of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, only one had practical use in addition to its architectural elegance, the Lighthouse of Alexandria. For sailors, it ensured safe return into the great harbor, and for architects it meant even more. It was the tallest structure on the face of the earth. And to scientists, it was the mysterious mirror that fascinated them the most. The mirror's reflection could be seen from more than 35 miles offshore. Now let's move on to the next 2 of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, which are located in Greece. The statue of Zeus lies in the ancient town of Olympia, Greece. And here's what it looks like. It was made by a Greek sculptor named Phidias around 432 BC, and it was built in the temple of Zeus in Olympia, Greece. The statue was a chryselephantine sculpture, and it was made completely out of ivory and gold-plated bronze. The article Chryselephantine Sculpture by Wikipedia tells us what a chryselephantine sculpture is. Chryselephantine is a technical term given to a type of cult statue that enjoyed high status in ancient Greece. There are no copies in marble or bronze that have survived, but they have found some recognizable versions on Roman coins and gems. The Colossus of Rhodes lies at the entrance of the harbor at the Mediterranean island of Rhodes in Greece. The Colossus of Rhodes was a statue of the Greek god Helios that was made between 292 and 280 BC after a battle for the island of Rhodes had taken place. The Rhodians had held their island and built a giant statue of their patron god Helios to celebrate their victory and freedom. The statue itself was 110 feet tall, and it stood upon a pedestal that was 50 feet tall. Helios stood at the harbor entrance for 56 years and was a majestic sight until the 226 BC Rhodes earthquake. The earthquake snapped off the statue Helios at its knees, and it was cast into the harbor in pieces. The article 7 Wonders of the World by Cleveys.com says, an Egyptian king offered to pay for its reconstruction, but the Rhodians refused. They thought that the great god Helios They thought that the statue had offended the great god Helios, who used the earthquake to throw it down. The article also says, in the 7th century AD, the Arabs conquered Rhodes and broke the remains of the Colossus up into smaller pieces and sold it as scrap metal. Legend says it took 900 camels to carry away the statue. Finally, the last of the 5 wonders that I'll be sharing about with you today is located in Turkey. The Temple of Artemis lies in the ancient city of Ephesus, which is about 50 kilometers south of Izmir, Turkey. The Temple of Artemis was first built around 800 BC, although it was rebuilt many times, including its most well-known phase, which was built around 550 BC. Greece and Ephesus had their own versions of the goddess Artemis. The Greek Artemis was the goddess of the hunt, while the Ephesus Artemis was the goddess of fertility. Only parts of the temple remain, including the foundation and some sculptural fragments. Antipater of Sidon, who was a Greek poet in the second half of the 1st century BC, described it like this: I have set eyes on the wall of lofty Babylon, on which is a road for chariots, and the statue of Zeus by the Alpheus, and the hanging gardens, and the colossus of the sun, and the huge labor of the high pyramids, and the cast tomb of Mausolus. But when I saw the house of Artemis that mounted to the sky, I said, those other marvels launched their brilliancy, and I said, Lo, apart from Olympus, the sun never looked on aught so grand. Well, I've enjoyed telling you about these 5 of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, and I'm sure you found them interesting. We all need to sit back sometimes and just look at the creation and how marvelous it can be. If anyone would like to learn more about the 7 wonders of the world, I have a URL that will show you all the information that I've got and more on the 7 wonders of the world. It would be amazing to visit the Great Pyramid of Giza sometime. It is the last remaining of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, and it weighs over 5.9 million tons. I've heard it is a truly amazing place, but I'm sure that every one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world were just as marvelous in their own day.